When did love from your family come with the worst possible price? I was 13 when I found my dad's phone on the couch. It buzzed with a text from Work S. Not thinking anything of it, I picked it up to bring to him when another message appeared. Missing you already. Last night was perfect. Dad rushed into the room and grabbed the phone from my hands. His face went pale when he saw the screen. I asked who Work S was. He told me to go to my room. I refused. After 10 minutes of back and forth, Dad broke. He confessed that Work S was actually Sienna, a woman he'd been seeing for 6 months. He admitted he'd been unhappy with Mom for years. Then he made me a promise that would change everything. If you don't tell your mother about this, I'll pay for your entire college education. Any school you want. I was 13, confused and scared. The thought of them divorcing terrified me, but I also couldn't stomach the lie. I told him I needed time to think. That night, I heard Mom crying in their bedroom. Dad slept on the couch. The next morning, everything seemed normal again. They acted like nothing happened, but I knew better. 2 weeks passed. Dad cornered me after school. He asked if I'd made my decision yet. I asked if he would really pay for any college I wanted to attend. He confirmed he would cover everything. Full tuition, room and board, books. When I questioned what would happen if Mom discovered the affair on her own, he assured me she wouldn't. I agreed to his deal. At 13, college seemed far away, but I was already thinking about becoming a doctor. My grades were excellent. The promise of a debt-free education was too tempting. For the next year, I watched Dad's behavior closely. He was careful, separate phone, late work meetings, weekend conferences. Mom grew suspicious. During dinner one night, she asked who kept calling him. Dad said it was work. I stared at my plate, saying nothing. When I turned 14, their fighting intensified. Mom found receipts for jewelry she never received. Dad claimed they were for her upcoming birthday. I knew the truth. That night, Mom asked me if I knew anything. I shook my head and went to my room. At 15, I walked in on Mom crying at the kitchen table. She'd found a hotel key card in Dad's jacket. She told me she believed my father was cheating. I froze, remembering our deal. I mumbled something about Dad working hard and left the room hating myself. By 16, they barely spoke. Dad moved into the guest room. Mom started therapy. I overheard her therapist asking about divorce on a video call. Mom said she couldn't afford to live alone. Dad was the primary earner. She had put her career on hold to raise me. Summer before junior year, Dad texted asking to meet for lunch. At the restaurant, he informed me he was filing for divorce. He explained he would be moving in with Sienna the following month, but Mom would keep the house. He reassured me our deal still stood. I nodded, feeling hollow. That evening, Mom told me about the divorce papers. She broke down completely. I held her while she sobbed, knowing I could have prevented this years ago. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. Mom fell into depression. I took care of everything, cooking, cleaning, bills, while maintaining my 4.0 GPA. Dad visited once a month, always bringing expensive gifts. Each time, he reminded me of our deal. Senior year arrived. I applied to top universities, counting on Dad's promise. Princeton accepted me with a partial scholarship, but I still needed $40,000 per year. I called Dad to discuss the finances. He said we needed to talk in person. We met at the same restaurant. Dad arrived late, looking uncomfortable. He began by telling me he and Sienna were getting married the following month. I congratulated him flatly and tried to bring up Princeton. He interrupted me. That's what I need to discuss. We're having a destination wedding in Bali. Sienna's always dreamed of it. My stomach tightened. I asked about our deal. Charlotte, I've spent most of my savings on the wedding and honeymoon. The rest is going toward our new house. I reminded him about college and his promise. Things change. You can take out loans like everyone else. I stared at him and pointed out that I'd kept his secret for 3 years. And I bought you plenty of things during that time, he said. Those gifts weren't cheap. I reminded him again of our deal about college. Don't be ungrateful, I've done a lot for you, he said, checking his watch. I need to go. Sienna's waiting. I sat alone in the restaurant for an hour after he left. Everything, the guilt, the betrayal of my mother, had been for nothing. When I got home, Mom asked about my meeting with Dad. I finally told her everything. The affair, the deal, how I'd known since I was 13. She listened silently, tears streaming down her face. She asked why I hadn't told her. I explained about the college promise. She asked about the situation now. I told her the money was gone, spent on his wedding to Sienna. Mom hugged me for the first time in months. She assured me we would figure something out. 2 days later, Dad called. He said Mom had told him I wasn't speaking to him anymore and accused me of being childish. I told him he broke his promise. Life doesn't always work out the way we want, he replied. You'll understand when you're older.